Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another maybe monthly vlog. This is for March of 2025, so we're 2 months into the year. It's pretty crazy how fast it's going. Before we get into it, as always, I want to thank everybody for the continued support. We're closing in on 1,500 subscribers. It would be cool if we got that before next month's vlog. And I mentioned it a long ago, but when we hit 2,000, which I think we can do by the end of the year, when we hit 2,000, we'll do another giveaway. So I think that's a lot of fun. So again, thank you guys for the continued support. I feel pretty good in general about structuring schedules, like, videos. I feel like this definitive Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday playthrough schedule. I feel pretty good about that. So, it helps organize things in my brain and kind of just keep things moving forward. So I appreciate that you guys have been pretty responsive and positive to the playthroughs and things like that. So yes, so thank you guys so much for the continued support. Before we hop into the topics for today, I want to just kind of talk about some videos that we made this month and then talk about some things coming next month. So February was the month of crowdfunding. We got a lot of deliveries in. I think I got The Curse in the Castle. I either got that in January or February, but Supermoon for Planet Unknown. We got Marvel Dice Throne missions. We got Galactic Cruise. We got Final Girl Series 3. In March, I've got Scar Bray coming from Garphill. So we've got a lot of stuff coming, a lot of new games playing. Not a lot of retail stuff, but a lot of crowdfunding coming through. We did a playthrough for Marvel missions, so check that out. That was one of my, if not my most anticipated game for last year. Obviously, it took a little bit longer to get here, and I love it. I just love it. So I can see that rise in the ranks here as one of my favorite games. And we've got a playthrough. It's Psylocke versus the UN Catastrophe / Mystique. Very fun playthrough where Mystique is hiding as someone. You've got to find her, and then when you find her, you fight her. And then we have another playthrough coming up in a week or two, maybe next week. And I'll probably make that somewhat regular on the channel, at least for the time being. I always like to commit to something being regular, and then I never make it regular. So probably a few more playthroughs of that for sure. Kind of see what some of the harder scenarios are. So if there's anything you want to see specific for that game, please let me know. I've got all 17 heroes. I've got all the scenarios, the 20 or whatever that are in the box. So if you want to see some more of that, please tell me. I'm more than happy. We'll probably wait till I get my acrylic tiles for any more playthroughs beyond the 2 that I have already, just because I like the clicky clacks of that. Next, we did a playthrough of, speaking of Planet Unknown, we did a playthrough of the base game of Planet Unknown and a playthrough of the Supermoon expansion. Very, very highly rated, in my opinion, solo game. Plays very quick, very thinky, a lot of great decisions, a lot of variability in the box. If you backed it, or if you backed it the first time or this time like I did, I got the Kickstarter moons, or not moons, the planets and the corporations. So now I've got all the gameplay stuff, and Supermoon just adds a little bit more decisions, a little bit more options. Actually increases the game a little bit, so you get 4 extra turns in solo. It's just a great game all around. I think there have been complaints about the crowdfunding aspect of it. I can't really speak to that, but gameplay wise and how well it works, especially as a solo game, big fan of it. We did a playthrough of SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Life, and I definitely can see that becoming one of my top 10 games of all time. I've got to play it more. I've only played it about 4 or 5 times, but I can genuinely see it becoming one of my favorite games of all time. I think the thing holding it back, at least until I play it some more and can make a definitive decision, the one thing I can see it holding back is the alien variety, because there are 5 aliens in the box, but after some time, I don't know what it's going to be like to deal with those repeatedly and figure out strategies for that. And honestly, we don't play games enough for it to really matter at this point. But I think for it to feel complete, I don't need any more. I'm good on what it has. I want 3 to 5 more aliens. Maybe some more cards, but there are so many cards, I don't really need that many more cards. I think the biggest thing would be some player asymmetry. So that's what I think would really make it interesting for me, in combination with some more aliens. And I don't know how you do the asymmetry, if it would just be everybody gets a special power, or I even thought you could do everybody gets a certain starting technology. You have a card that gives you maybe certain resources and a certain technology, and you deal 2 out to every player, and they have to choose between the 2, or deal 3 out to every player, because it only plays up to 4 and there's 16 technologies. So actually you can deal out 4 to every player, maybe have them choose 2, and do so. I don't know, something that can maybe give some sort of starting bump and like direction to people. I think that would be an interesting way to kind of, I don't know, I'm not a game designer. I don't know how well that's going to work. So, but SETI, really good. If you guys are on the fence about that, go check that playthrough out, and you'll get a good idea of how the solo mode works. We also completed for Marvel Legendary our Season 3 of What If. So we've done all the playthroughs for Season 3 What If. The last playthrough is for Episodes 7 and 8, because 7 and 8 were more or less a 1 to 2, like a two-parter finale for the series. So check those out. And finally, we did 2 more of our 5x5 playthroughs. So we did Darwin's Journey, and we did Dune Imperium Uprising with Bloodlines. And so Bloodlines going forward is going to be part of that. Kind of a small update on the 5x5. And as the time you're seeing this, A Feast for Odin got played. So we've got that playthrough up as well. So we've done a video on the channel, one of every game. So we've got 20 more to go. I have personally recorded 13 playthroughs of the 25. So going forward, they're going to kind of just be released in the order. They're going to just kind of be released, not in any particular order, just how that I've done them. So, because obviously, like playing Role Player 5 times doesn't take as much as playing, Darwin's Journey or Feast for Odin like twice or something. So you can kind of like knock some of these out and things like that. We may kind of speed up to the release, so I may do like 3 a month. We'll just kind of see how it works out. I had to do 1 month with at least 3 for us to end on time in December, but I would like to end the 5x5 by November at the latest, so I can kind of do a retrospective. I think that would be interesting and just kind of talk about my thoughts of that process. So we'll see. The other thing that's kind of thrown a wrench into it a little bit is the Oceania delivery. So if for Darwin's Journey, if that expansion gets delivered in October, like it's projected to, we'll make sure to include Oceania as a part of the 5x5. But likely it's going to get pushed next year, so we'll end up doing the playthroughs without Oceania, and then we'll do an Oceania playthrough when it gets delivered next year. We'll see. So then looking at this month, March, I mentioned we have another Marvel Dice Throne playthrough. We also have two playthroughs of Final Girl Series 3. It was really fun to get that game back out because I forgot how much I liked it. I hadn't really played it much since there was a Halloween. We did a bunch of episodes of Final Girl. I hadn't really played it much since then. But yeah, I need to get to the table more. It's just really good. And I ended up getting the accessory box that comes with the dice. There's like a dice mat. Here it's got, I haven't even taken that stuff out of the bags, but it comes with this and some of these tier dice and these tiers and this tier board, and it like gives us benefits. So it might just be fun to see how that works. So if you guys want to see some more Final Girl, I'm always willing to play that. Just let me know after those playthroughs come out. And Galactic Cruise, we've got a playthrough of that. So Final Girl actually got a playthrough tomorrow, and then Galactic Cruise, the playthrough's Thursday. And I can tell you that game, I made a funny face, or I made the fun, not, you didn't see my face, but I made the funny mention of like, holy cow, this rulebook's like 50 pages. Legitimately, the game is not that complicated. Now, I could be doing something wrong. I don't think I am, but I could be doing something wrong. But the game is incredibly intuitive. It's very, very intuitive. It is, I feel like the things that you're doing that are like the more, because some of the actions are really simple. You're like taking cards from display or taking from this general resource area or refilling those resources or building out your little things. Some of the more complicated actions are so thematically integrated into the theme of the game that it's like, oh, this makes total sense. Like what you're supposed to do when you're in space, it's like out to sea basically when you're on the cruise, or like when you go to this destination, like of course the color of the meeple that matches the destination color, like they're going to want to do this thing, so they're going to be cheaper to sell that destination to. It just makes a lot of sense from a thematic perspective that I really think taking on the rules of the game are not hard at all. I think the difficulty and the heaviness of the game comes from the decision making, because mechanically things work so well together. It's so good. I would say that like my one minor complaint is that the AI on the medium difficulty I felt was too easy. It has me worried that I'm like playing something wrong, but I'm almost certain I'm not. Like I'm 99% sure that I'm playing it completely correct, for the most part. Obviously, like small rules things here and there always happen, but I just feel like the difficulty of the AI is not what I was hoping it was. So the playthrough is actually going to be on hard when we do that playthrough on Thursday. The more major complaint, and this isn't Galactic Cruise per se, this is more of a lot of games, but I wish there was a solo player aid for the AI's actions. Because it's not that they're hard, but like referencing them is just really cumbersome because they're in the back of the book, but they're in the very back of the book. So you've kind of got to like flip through. The rule book does a very good job at showing picture examples for everything. So it'll be like 2 actions on each page, and there are 12 actions. So you're like trying to like, So having a player aid of just a quick summary of what she does on her turn would be really nice. And maybe, I'm sure BGG I'll be able to find one. But yeah, really great game. I haven't even touched the expansion stuff yet. So if you guys want to see more Galactic Cruise after this Thursday with the expansions, please let me know. I'm ready to crack those out and try those out. We have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for Marvel Champions coming out this week, so I should be getting that early next week because I ordered it from Game Nerds. They take about 2 days usually to get here once they ship, so I'm hoping it ships Thursday night and I get it by the weekend. But yeah, we'll be doing some Marvel Champions again. I know I said I was sidelining it, and from your guys' perspective, I haven't done a Marvel Champions playthrough in just 2 weeks, but I haven't played Marvel Champions since January, so I haven't played it in a month. So I think for me, it's like, I haven't played in a while. It's going to be good to bring it back out. But for you guys seeing me, it's not going to feel that much off than what I was doing before. And then we have Scar Bray. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Should be coming this month, so we'll probably do a playthrough of that. And, of course, more 5x5 stuff. So we did Feast for Odin. I'll probably do another role player playthrough since I haven't recorded already. And maybe another Dune Imperium. I've got all the role player ones done. I've got 2 more Dune Imperium, and I've got 3 more Feast for Odin. I've got 4 of Endless Winter and 4 of Darwin's Journey. So I've got to get back to the table and play those with the expansions, because that's the thing that's holding me back on those 2 last games, is I haven't really played with the expansions, and that's what these playthroughs are going to involve. Darwin's Journey more so Firelands, and then some of the micro expansions. But Endless Winter's got a ton. So, and at some point, I'd like to do a playthrough of Endeavor Deep Sea. I'd like to get Andromeda's Edge back to the table. I'd like to get Slay the Spire back to the table. I need to get Unconscious Mind back to the table. So there's some games that may not this month, but could be coming very soon. Then the other thing that I want to do, I'm going to start doing, and now I feel in a good position to do this, is I want to start doing polls. And I mentioned this before, I think. Basically, the first or second week of each month, I'm going to pull a poll out of 4 games. And I'm going to have you guys vote on those 4 games and of which of those 4 games you'd like to see a solo playthrough of. And then the top 2 will get playthroughs of the following month. So here this week or so, I'll pick 4 games, throw a poll up. The top 2 winners we'll do playthroughs for in April. That way it helps me play through some games I haven't played through in a while, and it also helps to have you guys kind of pick and choose what you guys want to see. Because right now it's a lot of new stuff, and part of the 5x5 thing was, the total part of that was like, to spend more time with these games and to really dig deep in some of the strategy in those games. So I kind of want to find a sweet balance between that, between those things. So we'll kind of see how it turns out. But yeah, be on the lookout for that soon. And then finally, the last thing for sure we're going to be doing is Captain America Brave New World playthrough for Marvel Legendary. Won't be this Friday. It will be next Friday. So my usual fare on that, I do the playthrough based on the show or movie, kind of talk about my thoughts of it when we're over. Pretty straightforward. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man playthrough is going to be a little bit of a wait because I'm waiting on the second edition of the core box for Legendary, which I don't know when that's coming. I'm hoping that comes soon. If it somehow drops this month, or the Season 2 What If set drops this month, we'll do our regularly unscheduled content for that. So we'll just see what happens. We'll have to play that one by ear. Yeah, so let's just hop into the topics for today. I'm trying to make this kind of quicker. The first thing, and this is quick, just putting little feelers out, is anybody playing TCG Pocket, Pokemon TCG Pocket? And would you be interested in seeing me do some gameplay of that? It's the thing I've been pretty obsessed with because it does one thing. It does a lot that I like. I like collecting stuff. I like Pokemon in general, and it's a card game. And I grew up playing TCGs. I played a little bit of Pokemon. We had a card shop that was in walking distance of my house growing up, so I went there. I love opening booster packs, just opening stuff and opening things in general and finding what's inside and pulling stuff. It's a lot of fun for me. but I played a little bit of Pokemon growing up. I played a little bit of Magic. Probably the most serious thing I was doing was Yu-Gi-Oh! I went to a couple like local tournaments and would do really well. So this is right in my wheelhouse. This is these are part of my formative tabletop gaming things is TCGs. It's why I love deck building so much, because it comes really from that. So if you guys, is anybody playing Pokemon TCG Pocket? And if so, would you be interested in seeing me do some playthroughs on the channel? Just jumping online and just playing through some people. Maybe find some weird deck and try to make some weird deck work or something fun like that. So please let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. The other kind of topic I wanted to discuss was we did a playthrough of Finspan. We did several playthroughs of Finspan, but the third playthrough was on the hard mode. Now this was a suggestion by one of you guys to play it on the highest difficulty. What had me excited about that was this is something I wanted to do for a minute. I wanted to play some of these AIs on their hardest difficulty to see how well I'd fare. So as soon as that was suggested, I'm like, oh, let's do it. Is that something that you guys would find interesting as well? Because I just kind of think it might be funny. It just might be hilarious to watch me get annihilated by some AI. I like White Castle comes to mind because that AI is already really, really hard. And like Great Western Trail, I play on easy, and that's perfect for me. So it would just be kind of interesting, I think, to see like, all right, let's crank it to 11 and see how well we do. And with Finspan, I almost won. I thought I won, but I shortchanged the AI at a point, and I think it didn't result in me winning. So, I think it would be fun. I think a couple of the games I have at the top of my list for that are Wingspan, Wormspan, maybe Tabriz, because I got the metal coins. I'd love to like pull those out. I can't remember if I did a hard playthrough of Ezra Nehemiah on the channel already, because that's like where I'm comfortable with that game is on hard. So, there are things like that. I think Scholars of the South Tigris would be great, really hard. Stuff that we've done on the channel already, and then we can add to that later down the road when we do more playthroughs of more games. I think another one that would be maybe Daitoshi, do it on the hard mode. Windmill Valley, easy's hard enough for me, so doing that on hard mode would be great. So if that's something you guys would like to see, a series of playing against the hardest AI, I think the fun in that is that a lot of playthroughs are done on normal or easy when you see them online. So I think just like what is this AI capable of? Let's just crank it all the way up and see what happens. So, that is that's something out there. So if you guys would be interested in that, let me know, and we'll start picking games out for that. The kind of last thing I want to do, and this is something again that I wanted to do, but I've been postponing it. Really, the last few months have been pretty crazy. Between my puppy, getting the new puppy in December. Our other dog, that's 3, had to have double knee surgery a couple weeks ago, and so we're trying to recover from that. My little sister, is moved to Korea to teach English for a year, and that's another thing I've been helping her with. I mean, as of recording this, she's still on her way to Korea. So my last 3 months have been just really nonstop. A lot of things have been pulling me away. So a couple things I've wanted to do have had to kind of sideline until I felt like life got a little less crazy. So we're going to be doing another mini vlog in a couple weeks because I want to do a top 10 games of all time as of 2024. I think I've played enough games, I've owned enough games that I feel comfortable at least compiling a top 10 list, a definitive top 10 list for me. And it's something we can do every year as my tastes change, as the games change, as things go through. So probably in a couple weeks we'll end up doing that on the channel. And so and then and I'd like to do that as its own video, so that way if people want to see what my top 10 games are, they're just its own video. You don't have to go through this vlog and do all this other stuff. So with that being said, this will be a short one this week or this month. Again, thank you so much for all the continued support you guys have been giving me, and happy gaming, and I'll see you guys in another one. Bye bye.